Alright, so today's fall has a name. It's called DeepSeek, the Chinese AI that left all investors in a panic today. However, does today's move make sense? Is it just an overreaction, a mere excuse so that stocks can get cheaper? And more importantly, from a technical point of view, how does this move affect our ideas and strategies? Well, I'll do my best to answer these questions. My name is Nathan. Welcome to the Finance Hydra Channel, where you receive unbiased analysis of the market every single day. Our focus is on developing strategies based on technical analysis and price action without emotions or stress, without guesswork or assumptions. Welcome to another daily study. Now, let's talk about the SPY, which is collapsing today, alright? Just after we did a new record high last week, right? We made a record high, and then we made this, well, top signal, as we did talk about last Friday in our last video. Okay, so it was a bearish reaction. This top signal was triggered, but guys, today we are collapsing just to retest our support level at the 21-day EMA, the exponential moving average on the daily chart. I told you guys last week, guys, if we actually see this top signal getting materialized, getting triggered, well, we're gonna see just another correction, possibly to the 21-day EMA again. So, although today's move is quite surprising in a way because it was very fast, quite intense, we collapsed overnight, making this huge gap above the price. It is not surprising. This move is not surprising because in the end, we just retested our technical support level. What's more, despite the drop, we see a bullish candlestick pattern today. So if you ask me, this could be just another bottom signal near the 21-day EMA, near its technical support level. And the situation is not that horrible, especially when we take a look at this heat map over here, which is how SPY is looking today, every single stock, right? And as we can see here, the vast majority of the stock market is actually going up today. Only a few and the big companies are actually going down, and this drop is more related to the electronic technology sector, right? So the rest of the market seems quite okay. Most of the stocks are actually in green territory today. So this reaction over here is just a focused reaction on a few sectors, on a few big companies, and right now we see another bullish candle near a support level. What's more, if we use Fibonacci over here, we see that this reaction is occurring right around the 38.2% Fibonacci's retracement as well. We are about to close above the first retracement and above the 21-day EMA. This is a quite interesting and a solid movement. I'm not saying it is a clear, amazing bottom signal because so far it is not. It is not investment advice, but it is a curious reaction. If we see in the next few days SPY losing today's low along with the 21-day EMA, then alright, maybe you're gonna see a sharper correction ahead. In this case, we have a few technical support levels to work with, like this open gap at 585, or in the worst case scenario, we could retest the 576 again, which seems to be the support level of this medium-term congestion, right? Because apparently SPY is inside a congestion between the 609 all-time high and the 576 support level. So, okay, we could correct to one of these two support levels if we actually miss this moving average on the daily chart. So let's pay attention to these key points right now. In the absence of a crystal clear bearish reaction losing this support level, SPY could just seek the all-time high area again because overall speaking, the trend is still bullish. When we take a look at the weekly chart, the trend is still very bullish. And even if we see a sharper correction to retest this purple trend line, that would be totally fine. It is not going to ruin the bullish bias at all. So, despite the intensity of today's collapse, it is not making too much sense from the long-term perspective. All right, so we gotta see, we must see SPY losing more important support levels in order for us to believe that, all right, now is the time, now it's over, SPY is going to truly reverse its long-term uptrend, and we're gonna seek even lower levels next. All right, but so far we are stabilizing the price above the first medium-term support level, the 21-day EMA. But Nathan, what if SPY misses it? Then all right, then we'll see, then SPY has other support levels, but for now, all that I know is that we are stabilizing near the 21-day EMA, period. That's a fact. Now, the QQQ looks more bearish because, unlike SPY, we are losing the 21-day EMA. We see a relatively big shadow, a relatively big wick above the candle's body over here today, so it is not that strong. We are on the verge of closing this gap at $510.16, by the way, so we are on the verge of closing this gap. This reaction over here could be seen as an island reversal, right? A classic bearish candle structure, which is a quite reliable one, but right now we are just losing momentum on the verge of retesting our next technical support levels. Nathan, what if we lose the 510? Then all right, the 503 is going to be our next technical support level, just like the SPY, all right? The SPY has an open gap over here below the price. After closing this gap, we could see another drop to the 576. So the indices, they are looking quite similar, but QQQ is slightly more bearish because it is already losing its medium-term support level. Now, we don't see any bottom signal. There is not a single meaningful bullish reaction yet on SPY or on QQQ. I know we see their prices trying to stabilize above their support levels, but one single reaction alone is never enough for us to believe that it is a crystal clear, amazing bottom signal, an amazing buying opportunity, right? Because it is not yet. It could be, but it is not yet. Now, how this is going to affect our stocks? Because we see Nvidia, our dear Nvidia, collapsing more than 16% today. Well, Nvidia, by losing the 130s support level, it is about to retest our next technical support level, which is around $100, $115, or maybe even the 113 down here. One of these two key support levels might hold the price next. So let's say this area between 115, between 113 is a support area, all right? This yellow area over here. So let's pay attention to this key point next, because if we see any meaningful bullish reaction near this yellow area, that could be another buy signal. What's the problem? The problem is that long-term wise, Nvidia is right now in bearish territory. Finally, this is the first bearish candle we see closing below. I'm so sorry, the week is not over yet, but if we actually close below the 21 weekly moving average, we're gonna see the first close below the moving average since September last year. Therefore, this could be a relatively dangerous position for Nvidia right now, suggesting a sharper reversal for the next few weeks. But if we don't see a meaningful bullish reaction as soon as possible, preferably reacting above this yellow area, making a relatively bullish candle on the weekly chart again, okay? If we close above the 21-day EMA, if Nvidia makes a miraculous reaction this week, fantastic, but so far there is no technical evidence suggesting that. In fact, Nvidia is just a sell right now. I did recommend selling Nvidia on our educational project, the 5% project over here last Friday, when we did this massive candle, losing the previous day's low, losing a few short-term support levels. So to us, it was a sell already, at least a partial sell to lock some profits. But right now, it is just collapsing, it is dropping, there is no hope for it, there is not a single meaningful bullish reaction, unlike the SPY, unlike the QQQ, where we see actually bullish candles near their support levels. Nvidia has none, okay, has only just one single bearish candle, and this is it. What's more, we are losing this congestion because just like the SPY, we see a congestion on Nvidia, right? And we are making a downwards breakout of this congestion finally, again, since it started correcting sideways since October last year. So it is a meaningful breakout, it is a quite powerful bearish reaction, but we are approaching our support levels around this yellow area. So let's see how Nvidia is going to react next, all right? And regarding Tesla, this one is dropping, it is collapsing. I did identify a head and shoulders chart pattern, and I did share this study with the members of the 5% project, and right now we triggered this head and shoulders chart pattern. So short-term wise, we are now not only entering bearish territory again, but we are triggering a bearish reversal chart structure. On the daily chart, we are already in bearish territory because we are below the 21-day EMA. We made a false breakout of the 426, so we are not looking that good at all. And if you ask me, in the absence of a crystal clear, meaningful, miraculous reaction, Tesla is supposed to retest the $358 again. And guys, if you want to trade with us, well, you can have access to our trading signals and exclusive strategies if you join our educational project, the 5% project. There, I share trading strategies where I describe in detail the entry points, where to sell, what to do if it goes wrong, and I teach you all the technical reasons behind every single trade. It is totally free to try. You won't be charged. You can cancel anytime. You have 7 days free just to test our service. You can download our ebook on technical analysis as well, where I teach you my entire trading methodology for free too. So see if you like what I have to offer. The link to my website is in this video's description. It is right here below in this video's description. See if you like it. Again, it is totally free to try, no strings attached. Cancel anytime because I always like to prove some value to you guys first, and then you decide if you want to join us for real or not. All right, so just take a look at my website. Now, back to Tesla, what's the problem here? The problem is that, as far as I know, Tesla is making a correction on the weekly chart. Yes, it looks like it is more a sideways congestion than an actual correction, but still, it is not looking that bullish anymore. Of course, this could be just another approximation between price and the 21 weekly moving average, and then we'll see if Tesla will make a meaningful bullish reaction or not. It is going to report earnings in 2 days. So if we see after earnings, for instance, let me give you guys a quick example. If we see Tesla collapsing after earnings, back to the 358, back to the 21 weekly moving average area, that could be fantastic because, as far as I know, despite of this congestion, we are still in a long-term uptrend. All right, we just made a new record high last month, so yes, we are still bullish long-term wise. So as far as I know, any pullback over here could be very good. However, medium-term wise, the situation is not looking that pretty right now. So first, we gotta be careful. Secondly, we gotta be very, very patient because we need to see how Tesla will behave after earnings. But Nathan, what if Tesla explodes after earnings? Then all right, maybe it is gonna retest the $426 or maybe the 488 up here. That's okay. But for now, in the lack of a crystal clear bullish reaction, there is no valid buying opportunity, so there is no valid risk-reward ratio, at least not to me, according to my trading methodology. Now, let's talk about AMD because this one is collapsing. It is making a new low. It is losing the previous support level on the weekly chart. It feels like there is no hope for it because we failed in maintaining the price above the 121 support level. Now, this key point is a crystal clear resistance level. We are losing the 52-week low, all right? So, yes, AMD is in a very delicate situation. There is not a meaningful bullish reaction. In fact, last week we just did a bounce over here back to the 21-day EMA, which is acting as a resistance level for AMD, and right now we are dropping again. So we clearly see higher highs, higher lows. All right, there is no lower highs, lower lows. There are no higher highs, higher lows yet. Therefore, it is a crystal clear technical bear trend. Any bounce to the 21-day EMA or to any of its resistance levels could be just another opportunity to sell. Okay, there is no buying opportunity yet. Nathan, what if we see AMD making a miraculous reaction today, closing above this support level and rejecting today's candle? Then the situation will change a little bit, because this candle could be another exhaustion bar. Okay, an exhaustion bar near a support level. But again, this is fiction, all right? This is just a theory. There is no technical evidence supporting this idea. This is not an investment advice. I just see that it could be an exhaustion bar. However, we must see another bullish reaction tomorrow or in the next few days, closing above this candle's high. Then and only then, AMD could be a buy again. And remember, it is going to report earnings in 8 days. So the volatility will increase, and I don't advise holding a position for swing trading purposes during earnings. Palantir is also going to report earnings soon in 7 days. Right now, it is correcting back to the 21-day EMA. And that's totally fine, because as I told you guys last week, any pullback to the moving average or maybe to the $71 could be just another harmless pullback while we are maintaining the uptrend. As long as Palantir stays above these two support levels, okay, the bull trend will remain intact. There is no reason to panic, no reason to panic sell or anything, all right? Palantir is still maintaining its medium-term uptrend. It did a false breakout of this congestion line over here. It tried to make a sharper correction on the weekly chart, but it is still maintaining the uptrend. So there is no reason to panic yet, all right? But if we lose the 21-day EMA along with the $71 again, then all right, maybe we're gonna see a sharper correction again. But so far, the situation seems under control. Regarding Apple exploding today, right? Apple looks phenomenal. It is going to report earnings in 3 days. So we gotta be very careful over here, but still, Apple looks phenomenal. If you ask me, it is heading towards the 21-day EMA, the 21 exponential moving average on the daily chart, possibly to retest the 237 again, which was the previous resistance level a few times, and right now it could be a resistance level again. So this resistance area is Apple's next technical target. There is not a single top signal, there is not a single bearish reaction suggesting that Apple is going to reverse this short-term bullish sentiment over here, because short-term wise we are bullish right now. We are first above the 21-hour EMA. We did a breakout of the previous top level, and maybe there is the idea of a bullish pivot point triggered on the 1-hour chart as well. So yes, we are still maintaining the short-term movement, but medium-term wise, we are still quite bearish, okay? So we still gotta be very careful in this context, because just like AMD, any single pullback to the moving average could be just another dead cat bounce. So let's pay attention on how Apple is going to behave near its resistance area in the next few days. Now, regarding Micron, if you ask me, Micron is closing this open gap from January 6 at $90.20. After closing this gap, okay, maybe we're gonna see a technical support level in this area, but so far there is no meaningful bullish reaction suggesting that Micron will react from here. In fact, this is quite curious, because today's high was precisely at $96.10, which is very close to the previous support level over here in November 2024 and this open gap from September last year. So this key point is quite interesting, and it is acting as a resistance level for us. So it is a quite meaningful key point for us to watch. And if you ask me, Nathan, does Micron has any chance of reversing this bearish sentiment right now? Right now, it does not. But if we do break the $96 again, that would be a very good, meaningful bottom signal for us, suggesting more upside, maybe to the 114 again. So far, Micron looks quite interesting. It is one of the stocks that I have on my personal radar. If I see any meaningful buying opportunity, I will promptly share with the members of the 5% project. So remember, join us over there. The link is in this video's description. And my dear friend, if you're still watching this video and you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing, because we are here every single day. Unbiased analysis of the market. We just analyze charts, price action, facts. We only focus on technical evidence to build our strategies, to develop a good risk management, because our long-term survivorship depends on how well we deal with the risks. All right, so remember, subscribe to this channel for more technical analysis, for more premium information of the market. Thank you for your audience, my dear friends. See you guys tomorrow. Stay safe. Bye bye.